Hey there everyone, welcome to our YouTube channel. Today we are going to learn how we can migrate the data from one system to another system, and we will show you how we are migrating the data from Excel to the SQL Server. But before moving further, if you haven't watched my previous video, then I would suggest to watch it first. Here I am considering you have already set up SSIS environment in your system along with SQL Server, Visual Studio and MS Office. Okay guys, so now let's start and create our package. So let's open the Visual Studio. Now click on create a new project, tab SSIS, select the integration service project and then click on next. Here we can give the name of our project SSIS, and here you can give the location of your project. Here my location is Eta, so I am keeping same as. Now click on create. Setting the project, click on close. Let's rename our package. So my package name would be Excel to SQL Server. Yes to all. Yeah. Now we will migrate the data from Excel to the SQL Server. So we need two connections. One is for SQL Server and another is for Excel. So now let's create the first two connections. Now click on the connection manager. Right click on this new connection manager. To make a connection with the Excel, the type would be Excel. So now select Excel and click on add. Now here we need to give the Excel file path. And the by default Excel version selected is 97.2003. So make sure you have saved your Excel file in this format. So I have already saved my Excel in this format. So let me just show you my Excel. So this is our Excel data, and we will migrate this data into the SQL Server. But make sure to save this file in that format. So here you can save it in that format. Click on save as, browse, and here you can give the type. The type would be Excel 97.2003 workbook. So I have already saved it, so I'm not going to save it again. So let's go to the Visual Studio and give the path of the Excel. Visual data, select this one and click OK. Now we have created this connection, and make sure this connection is also showing it here. Now let's create another connection with the SQL Server. Right click on this one, new connection manager. To make the connection with the SQL Server, there would be a type of OLEDB. So OLEDB is used to make a connection with the SQL Server. So let's check. There would be a OLEDB type. Click on add. Here by default the connections which are available it is showing. So right now we will create a new connection with the SQL Server. Click on new and we will give the server name. So our server is our Microsoft SQL Server is installed in local servers. So in our local machine, so I'm going with top, and I'm keeping the authentication is with authentication, and you can keep it as per your requirement. Now we will select our DB in our server. So our DB, I have created my DB is SSIS for this tutorial, and let's click on test connection. Mission is succeeded. Now click on OK and then OK. Now it is showing this data connection. Select this one and click on OK. Now we have two connections are available. It is also showing it here. Now go to our package and go to the control flow and type control flow one data flow task. And this task would be is to move the user data. I'm going to keep this name as user data. Double click on this data flow and here we are. Here we need to give the source and the destination. So our source would be Excel and destination would be SQL Server. So now let's check for the Excel. Here we have the Excel source. Now drag and drop it here. And for the SQL Server, there will be a destination. Destination will be SQL Server destination. So let's drag and drop it here. Now double click on this Excel source, and by default it is selected that connection manager which we have created. And now let's click on this one. It is load that Excel sheet. In our Excel sheet we have one sheet, so it is showing that sheet. Now click on here. Now to preview the data, click on that preview button. It is showing all the data here. We have this data. Close this one, and when you click on the column button, it is showing an error. The error is, I think, because my file is open. So let me close this file. Make sure the file which you have selected, it should be closed. Now close this one. Now again double click on Excel file. Open it again. Preview. Close. Let's go to the column. Yeah. Now it is showing that now in our Excel file we have the two columns, ID and the name. So, and the output column would be, so I'm keeping it same ID. For the ID we have the ID, and for the name I'm giving the name. Now click OK. Now click on this blue arrow and then drop it here. Now double click on this SQL Server destination. Yeah, by default it is again taking the connection. Click on this one, so it will load all the tables, but I have only one table, users. Now to map the data, click on this mapping. Now ID will be mapped with the ID and the name will be mapped with name. And if you want to ignore some mapping, then you can select it here. So if we go with this one, then it will map only name data. But here we will map all the data. So I'm going to select it here. Again, go to connection manager and click OK. Yellow sand, so it is showing it would truncate the data. So no worry. Let me just show you my SQL Server also. So we have this table, and in our table I have the two columns, ID and the name. The type of the ID is float and the type of the name is anywhere to 50. So that's why it was showing some warning. It would be truncated. Now let's go to the Visual Studio and execute the task. Oh, it is giving me some error. To show the error, go to the progress, and it is showing unable to bulk copy. You may need to run the package and okay. Now stop the debugging, save my package and close it. We need to open our Visual Studio in our the admin mode. So let me close my Visual Studio. Visual Studio in admin mode. To package. And now let's execute it again. Yeah, let's execute it. It is shown 5 rows. It is successfully. And let's go to our Microsoft SQL Server and then check. Yeah, it is showing me data. So with the help of our SSIS, we can migrate millions of the record. Now let's stop the debugging. Hope you guys like this video. Then please share it and like it. And don't forget to subscribe my channel.